Next to You, Starstruck. An Adrienette fanfiction. Famous AU. Fake dating AU. Apartment neighbors AU. Miraculous Ladybug. This is just the finale, guys. This is... I don't know what else to say. Sorry. Chapter 24. The finale. The last part. Welcome back! I feel like I see you every other day. Not that I'm complaining, though. It's always nice to see you two, Nadia says with a smile. Adrian and Marinette look at each other with a grin. On this stage, they are pretty comfortable. Out of all of the different interviews they've had over the years, they like doing them with Nadia the most. She's a fair amount more considerate of their private lives than most of the others. She's friendly and doesn't dig into rumors as often, and she's decently nice and easy to talk to. With her show being attached to so many other things to bring in views, she's not so worried about exciting titles or clickbaits to get her views. Her following is vast and loyal, and she knows that she's the main anchor that Adrian and Marinette talk to. Her interviews are easy and friendly. Excitedly. Especially exactly what Marinette likes, even after 4 years of doing them. Hi, Marinette says. Thank you. I can't believe it's been 4 years since I came here. It feels like just last week, she laughs. I hear you. Nadia agrees. She turns to the cameras. 4 years ago, Adrian and Marinette had their first official couple interview with me, and boy did we learn some new stuff. The crowd cheers out, some of which remember the interview. And now we're here. Almost exactly 4 years later. Wow, that's crazy. Nadia turns back to face them. I'd say this is almost like our anniversary, she jokes. Pretty much, Adrian grins. And speaking of anniversaries, congratulations on your 4 years, Nadia cries out with joy. Marinette and Adrian exchange a look. They know how happy she is about it. On their anniversary, she posted a picture of them on the first interview 4 years ago, lamenting about the experience. It's been quite some time, she hums. Yes, it has been, Marinette laughs. It's been an adventure that I'm so happy to be on, she says proudly. The picture of their first interview appears on the huge screen behind them. Marinette giggles. They looked so young. Wow, how was that her at age 23? She looks like a baby. I remember just how nervous I was for that interview, she laughs. Back in the green room, I was so nervous that she nudges Adrian's side, had to give me a pep talk before, like they do in all the sports movies. It's true, Adrian admits. The crowd passes a chuckle around. She did great though, and now she's totally used to it, he says, pride in his voice and eyes. Nadia nods in agreement. I'd say I got to see her grow and feel more comfortable on this stage. She pretends to wipe tears from her eyes. It's like being a mother and watching my child grow. Oh, Marinette! She cries out dramatically. I am so proud. The three of them break out into laughter. Yes, I'm much better now. No pep talks now, she announces. The crowd cheers for her excitedly. Good to hear, Nadia smiles. I have to say, I've seen your relationship grow, and it is just amazing, she says, leaning in and switching the pictures on the screen. You were both so free to be yourselves around each other. It's wonderful to see. Nadia says honestly. Everyone turns to see the picture on the screen. It's their 4-year anniversary picture. It's adorable, if she can say for herself. Adrienne is kissing her cheek, but almost missing it too, because Marinette is mid-laugh at something. The photo is black and white, so you can't see the bright red on Marinette's face, and it's slightly blurry because Yuki almost dropped the phone. They had tried to get a serious picture, but Lily just had to make a hilarious but highly inappropriate joke and make her die laughing. Her face was the same shade of a tomato, which Julika then pointed out, so when the picture was taken, they were kind of a disaster. But it was so cute and funny, and she and Adrienne just wanted to post it. Olia had cackled with laughter when she saw it. Yeah, Adrienne says, looking at Marinette with passionate love. I've been shut up my whole life. I found out who I was with her, and I wanted to do that with no one else, he proclaims. The crowd awes over them. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, that is why they are the perfectly dubbed Adrienette, Nadia says to the camera and the people watching at home. She shows on the screen pictures of collages that their fans had created for their relationship. There really were a lot, and it still shocks Marinette how many people are just really invested in her relationship. She's also a little freaked out by some of the more intense ones, but for the most part, she appreciates the love people have for them. It's crazy to think that she has a ship with her boyfriend. It just makes her giggle. Look at that, Nadia breathes, flipping through more and more pictures and even some videos that people made. You two are just so good with each other, she says. Adrienne shrugs. Well, when you find someone that you love, you just want to do whatever it takes to make it work. You'll communicate, you'll listen to each other, you'll think about things they care about, you'll make an effort to grow and be better. You have to put in the work and show that you care. That's the key, he tells everyone. Nadia raises a mischievous eyebrow to the camera. Hear that? If you want a perfect relationship like these two, she motions to them, and Marinette waves a little, much to Adrienne's amusement. Then you gotta put in the work. There are whoops and cheers from the crowd, and the occasional shout that someone's ex was too immature to do that. Marinette has to stifle her laughter. Like this, Nadia says, and the picture on the screen is one of a double date with them and Chloe. In it, Adrienne has his arm around Marinette's shoulder, and she is holding on to his hand. They are very clearly immersed in conversation with Chloe and her new boyfriend. Two very happy couples, she hums. Oh yeah, I remember that day, Marinette says, turning to Adrienne. That's the day we met Vincent. Adrienne nods. Sweet, Vincent and Chloe Bourgeois. They're quite an interesting pair, aren't they? He's quiet and, Nadia trails off, making Adrienne chuckle. She's not, he offers, and Nadia snaps her fingers and points to him to show him that, yeah, that's what she meant to say. Yeah, but I think that's what makes it work. If they're both outspoken or both quiet, it could probably cause some conflicts. They work because they're different, like me and Marinette, he says. She totally gets all the little social cues and how to talk to people. I'm actually worse at that, he laughs. And Nadia stares at him, flabbergasted. Really? She asks him curiously. Yeah, Marinette says. When he met my high school and university friends, he was kind of a mess. No clue what to do. He was running around my apartment in a panic and was totally sure that they'd hate him. Nadia laughs at that, even though Adrian mutters at Marinette that he can't believe she just told everyone, and buries his face in her neck. She only giggles and wraps her hands around her cheek, patting it to comfort him. That would be a funny scene. Oh, it was, Marinette says vehemently. It was like watching a headless chicken run around, she says. On perfect timing, Adrian squawks, and the audience joins in on the laughter. Well, I guess opposites do attract since you weren't running around the stage the first time you were here, Nadia jokes. And Chloe and Vincent do seem like a wonderful pair, Nadia says, flipping through the photos. You've only been seen with a handful of other couples. This pair? It's Alia and Nino, but Nadia doesn't quite know that. Chloe and Vincent, of course. PR managers, Tiki and Plag, and sometimes even their kids. Erna and Adrian exchange a happy look at the picture of them holding Tiki and Plag's kids, Colin and Trix, who were twins. They are as brilliant as their mother and snarky as their father. Kagami and her partner, model Maria. Yes, well, we don't go out on a lot of double dates, just with some close friends. Totally, Nadia nods. So, how do you know them? Marinette motions to the picture with Alia and Nino. They are my friends from high school. She's actually in some of my pictures on Instagram. Some really early ones too, but I archived those pretty quickly when we got social media official, Marinette says, motioning between her and Adrian. Tiki and Plag. Well, they're kind of a funny story. She looks over to Adrian, seeing if they should tell it now or later. He gives her a nod, and that's the signal to talk about. Do tell, Nadia says, eagerly sitting on the edge of her seat. Marinette takes a deep breath. Well, the short answer is, we were actually fake dating the first year of our relationship, she admits, putting up weak jazz hands. It is suddenly so quiet in the studio, you can probably hear a pin drop from a kilometer away. Nadia is staring in shock, and the audience's mouths are all open wide. Marinette knows that this will be the gossip of the year. It's true, Adrian laughs, slightly nervously. That picture, the picture that started it all, well, it was actually an accident. We were neighbors for a long time. That's how we met. But then the cameras followed me before the new security system was set in place. And I made the split-second decision. And you're just here, Adrian says. Marinette nods. Yeah, we hired Tiki and Plag to work out a way to not make me a big deal in the news, because originally I just wanted my normal life back. With everyone thinking that we were together, even though we weren't, we needed help. And Tiki and Plag delivered. We were gonna have a breakup. We had that planned out, and we had lots of things to do, but just along the way, we realized that we were so in love with each other that we should just date for real. And now here we are, 4 years later. Marinette laughs. Nadia looks like she's barely recovered from shock, but she tries for a smile. That's is certainly a plot twist I was not expecting. But wow, it worked out so well, she says, quickly getting back to normal. She looks over to the cameras. Who knew that Adrienette was not supposed to happen? She laughs. Oh goodness, that would be awful. The crowd agrees with her, very enthusiastically. Yes, there are many days that I appreciate that camera craze, because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have met the love of my life, or got with her, Adrienne says, gazing at her. But please, that doesn't make it okay, necessarily, Marinette says quickly. It was kind of like fate that it worked out for us, but still, it was very scary to see. It's like being hunted, really. Paparazzis are no joke, and no friends to us. Or anyone, Marinette shudders. Nadia nods, seriously. Of course. You are humans too, she says, and Marinette and Adrienne very easily agree. A broken clock is right twice a day, but it is still broken, Nadia announces. Marinette feels a wave of respect towards Nadia, and she is comforted in the fact that she has strong, humane morals like this. Yes, that is very true, Marinette says. But now we need to appreciate the fact that Adrienette did happen, Nadia says, turning to the audience. They roar in agreement. We could have lost this. She motions to them excitedly. That would be such a disservice, Nadia says. Imagine a breakup. Oh, that makes me shudder. But let's get into something that I'm sure that we're all dying to hear about. What was the first year of your relationship like? Now that we know you were faking it, how did it feel? She asks with an eager smile. Marinette laughs. Well, not too differently, actually, she says. We definitely liked each other for a long time, but I was in denial about it for quite some time, but he, she points to Adrienne, for sure was not. Ah, couldn't help but fall for her, Nadia says, with a mischievous look. Adrienne confirms that yes, that is true, and the audience screams out. Marinette smiles at him and squeezes his hand. You two are certainly meant for each other, Nadia comments, and yeah, they kinda are. Home, Adrienne says when he opens the front door. Marinette laughs and moves right past him, hanging up her jacket on the hanger. I'm tired. Me too, actually, she hums. Do you want to have a movie night? She asks, walking over to their pet hamster's cage and picking up their pet. Her name is Bubbles. She's only a year old. She's only a year-old white-furred hamster. They got her on a whim because they fell in love with her face just a little too quickly. Sure, Adrienne says. She hears him clear his throat, so Marinette goes to get him a glass of water. His footsteps follow hers, and Bubbles turns around to look at him. He laughs, and Marinette can only guess that he made a funny face at her, like he normally does. Marinette, he asks her. She hums in response. Do you maybe want to turn around? He says. He sounds nervous, and Marinette can't fathom why. Yeah, sure, why? The words die in her mouth, and something sounding like a choked sob comes out instead. If she wasn't already holding Bubbles in her hands, they would have thrown up to cover her mouth. Is this really happening? Oh my god. Adrienne? She says in a watery tone. He laughs nervously. No, don't Don't say anything yet. Don't say anything till I get to tell you what I want to say, he says. His smile is so bright and everything feels like a haze of pink. She's so shocked and happy. Oh my god. Marinette to Banchang. I have known you for 4 years, and I've loved you for 4 years. You were my first friend, my first girlfriend, my first love, and I really hope my only wife, too. You're the most caring and wonderful person I've ever met. You're so, so beautiful. I love your big heart, which is the only reason I'm here on my knees, asking you to marry me, because if I were you so many years ago, I'd kill past me for dragging present me into that situation. But you took it, and you helped me, and then I became attached to you forever, Adrian says. He lets out a shaky breath. So, Marinette, will you marry me? The answer is so obvious, he barely even had to ask the question. Yes!